the Republicans were way more responsive to me.
I may not like the response, but they were responsive.
Yeah.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I don't want to let the Democrats off the hook because actually the Democrats represent the district that the mill is in. You know, the Republican county commissioners, obviously some of them represent the district of the mill, but all of the Republican state reps and senators, they represent districts just outside of the mill. You know, so I called everybody kind of in that general area, but so Debbie Wood doesn't represent the mill, the area that the mill's in. It's just kind of close to it. Same with these other Republicans. But Democrats actually represent the mill. And not one of them responded to a request for comment. Not one of them. So first off, I want to mention State Representative Barry Forte, Democrat from Eufaula. Workers tell me that he did, and so I want to make sure that folks understand this, folks know this, that I'm not like, you know, hiding stuff. Folks tell me that he did show up on the picket line the first day of the lockout and hand out his business card or whatever and say that he supports them. And so, you know, that's good. That's fair enough. But they said that they haven't heard from him since. The union leadership says that he has not called them. I have not been able to get him to respond to me. And so it's like, what are you doing? What's going on there?
Well, if it's the same Barry Forte I'm familiar with, I believe he is 85 years old.
Yeah, well, looking at his picture, that doesn't surprise me.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but for all we know, he could literally be out of commission right now. Either way, there's a problem when you have a major labor struggle in a district.
And no one's hearing from you. No one's hearing from your staff. You know, like presumably these people have staff, right? The staff could call the union and figure out what they can do as representatives of Representative Barry Forte.
Yeah, so I don't know Mr. Forte. I don't know anything about his record. You know, like I said, I mentioned his age, but yeah, that's concerning. That's concerning when you have a major labor struggle happening and there doesn't appear to be any political representation for the workers involved.
State Representative Jerry Gray, Democrat from Opelika, did not respond. State Representative Peblin Warren, Democrat from Tuskegee, did not respond. State Senator Bill Beasley, who, like Barry Forte, represents the district that the mill is in, Democrat from Clayton, did not respond. District 7, Russell County Commissioner Larry Screws, Democrat from Hurtsboro, did not respond. District 5, Russell County Commissioner Caddy Epps, Democrat from Phoenix City, did not respond. District 4, Russell County Commissioner Ronnie Reed, Democrat, Phoenix City, did not respond. None of them. Some of these people, Caddy Epps and Larry Screws, didn't even have their phone numbers listed on the, like, so when you go to the Russell County Commissioner's website, you can see a list of the county commissioners. And somehow, like, all the Republicans have their personal cell phone number on them. And most of the Democrats, 2 of the 3 Democrats, have the cell phone, have the office number of the county commission's office listed under their name. And so I call this number that's listed under their name, and they're like, you know, county commission office, whatever. I was like, this is the number under, you know, Caddy Epps. And she was like, well, this isn't her number. I don't know her number. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know her number? That's crazy.
Right. Like, and that's something that I have observed over the years in dealing with politics in Alabama, and I'm sure it's elsewhere, but, you know, I can only speak from my experience, but it's amazing the lack of transparency among local and state government. And sometimes it's amazing how difficult it can be to just track down some of these people.
Yes.
And actually have a real conversation with some of these people. Yeah, it's not always easy to track these folks down and to get them to actually respond to constituents. And that cuts across party, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. It's bonkers. It's bonkers, man. I mean, honestly, like, the Republicans were way more responsive to me.
may not like the response, but they were responsive.
Yeah.
And frankly, I've heard that from a lot of folks across the state in terms of contacting legislators as well. Obviously, Republicans have a supermajority in the legislature, but it's not unusual to hear from people saying, "Hey, I never can get much response out of my Democrat senator or Democrat representative, but I can get it for Republican such and such. I don't like what he tells me, but he'll respond to me."
Seriously, that was my experience. I mean, half of these people, like, there were only, let me count. State Representative Joe Lovern, Republican from Auburn, that's 1. Jay Hovey, Republican from Auburn, that's 2. Randy Price, Republican from Opelika, that's 3. And Rod Costello, a Republican County Commissioner from Phoenix City, 4. Only 4 of the Republicans didn't respond to me, whereas every single Democrat did not respond to me. 7. 7 Democrats did not respond.
Disappointing. And I mean, that also, you think about some of the things we've talked about in reference to the Alabama Democratic Party and how they can't get media coverage and things like that. And it's like, okay, well, here's an issue happening in your region.
Right.
The media's interested in covering it. You should jump on that, right? You should jump on that. Just from a political point of view, if nothing, I mean, aside from the fact that these are your constituents that you should actually be trying to assist and represent, I mean, just as a politician, right? Why would you not take advantage of an opportunity like that? It's very frustrating.
It's insane. And I even called the chair of the party, Randy Kelly. And now on the issue, he had good things to say, and you can read that. You can read his statement on the issue in the follow-up piece that I'm going to have in the Real News. That's going to be in there. But for the original piece, I tried to get his help contacting Barry Forte, and he was like, "I don't know him. I don't have his phone number." What? What? You don't have his phone number? And he told me, did you like research him and like try to find his phone number yourself? And I was like, yes, obviously I did.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, chair of the state party doesn't have the phone number of a state representative. I mean, there's only like, 3 dozen of these people? You ought to have each of them on speed dial. Chair of the state party, don't know the representatives. One of the 3 that you have. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't mean to necessarily defend Mr. Kelly there, but something he said in the interview we had with him was that, well, he kind of mentioned more or less the quality of the existing Democrats in office. And, maybe there's something there.
Could be.
Maybe there's some connection there in that comment and some of the lack of availability we're seeing from some office holders. Because like you said, there's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
When Republicans have a supermajority in the legislature and something equivalent across local offices and judicial offices, at least do well with what you got. And that's often been, I know, a frustration you and I have both had over the years with Alabama Democrats, is even when you do have folks in office, what are they doing? And are they using it, fully acknowledging they may be in a minority position from a vote standpoint, there's still plenty you can do as an advocate and as a representative of your constituents.
Yeah.
And it's not divisive to have expectations.
No.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.